Greetings to all Southern Cameroonians. This is King H. There is a live video going on right now, and it's from Mr. Nanchop Clovis, who is part of the interim government. Dr. Samuel Sako's interim government. He's a surrogate. He speaks for the interim government. And the title of this live show that is going on is called The Rise and Fall of Ayaba Cho and Agovc. Talking about the rise and fall of Ayaba Cho and the Agovc is as similar as talking about the rise, or is the same as talking about the rise and fall of the interim government of Dr. Samuel Sako's interim government. One thing that many Southern Cameroonians, many Ambazonians, those who are speaking for the revolution, don't seem to understand that the more they fight themselves, the more they fight each other, the more they fight ideas of each other, instead of coming together collectively for the revolution, for Ambazonia, the more they fight, the more they destroy the dream of Ambazonia, the more they destroy the hope of Ambazonia. Division within the leadership and division within the activists has contributed to the decline of the dream or of the hope of seeing that nation called Ambazonia. The fact is this: Agovc, which is a pillar of the Ambazonia dream, of the Ambazonian nation, is a pillar, just like the interim government of Dr. Samuel Sako is also a pillar of the Ambazonian dream. When one of these pillars is taken down, or one of these pillars weakened, that goal that we want to accomplish, that dream that we want to accomplish as Ambazonia, slowly diminishes. For the past 2 years or so, or maybe you could say, the past 2 years or so, many of the activists and many of the leaders for this revolution have been fighting against each other, which has slowly destroyed the hope of seeing a free and fair Ambazonia. That is the truth, or at least that is my version of the truth. You may disagree with it, you may agree with it, you may have different opinions about it, but the fact that we spend so many hours fighting each other, fighting these activists, fighting Eric Tato, Tapang Ivo fighting Eric Tato, Mr. Nanchop Clovis fighting Agovc fighting the interim government. All this fighting with each other will not nourish growth of Ambazonia, will not nourish the dream of Ambazonia. Now, my one hope, one of the perspective that I see that could change the outcome of this revolution, it's the military on ground zero. The military on ground zero can play a pivotal role if most of the generals do not listen to the leaders in the diaspora. Because the leaders in the diaspora and the activists in the diaspora are destroying the dream, the hope, the future of Ambazonia. They may not agree to that. They may fight against what I'm saying. They may say whatever they want to say, but that is the truth. We've spent almost 2 years fighting, group fighting against each other. Meanwhile, we should have been spending more time coming together, forming a collective structure of power, because we need power to defeat La République du Cameroon. We need a collective power to defeat La République du Cameroon. Our military on ground zero is not strong enough because one of the division inside southern Cameroon, the division within the leaders in the diaspora, has contributed to the division on ground zero with the soldiers. And the soldiers on ground zero are the one feeling the pain, feeling the agony, feeling the guns, the bullets being shot at them. So it is best for them now to see their brothers who are also fighting, who may be of Agovc, who may be of the interim government, who may be of any other group beside the group that you belong. See them as brothers in arms, fighting for the same cause, the cause known as Ambazonia, the cause known as Ambazonia's freedom. The generals on ground zero could take the initiative and talk to other generals that let's try to work together. We may be from different groups, we may be different camps, but let's try to work together. We have 13 counties, as a matter of 14 counties. The 14th county is the Bakassi Peninsula. As you know, Nigeria is now trying to fight over the Bakassi Peninsula. And maybe because of the war that is going on inside southern Cameroon, yeah, now I've seen that, there's a chance that they could seize what they gave, or whatever be the reason. They're trying now to fight and take the Bakassi Peninsula, which is the 14th county in southern Cameroon. That said, the military on ground zero must find a way to connect, to network with other generals in their respective counties and to fight collectively as one Ambazonia. Take for example, as I said, we have 14 counties. And in those 14 counties, we have forces in those counties. Different forces, different groups. So long as the generals of their perspective group can talk to other generals to attack military bases or to attack military forces of La République in their respective counties, together the chance of winning and defeating La République will increase. But so long as the soldiers on ground zero see eye to eye with the leaders in the diaspora about the division, the dream of realizing a free and independent southern Cameroon will be taken away from us. And which is why Capote Daniel may have made a statement that many people are dying, many people's lives have been wasted for no reason. Because there is no unity, there is no collective force to fight against La République du Cameroon. La République du Cameroon are using systematically breaking down our forces through our counties. We must defeat La République du Cameroon within our counties in order to go for the phase 2, that is to defeat La République du Cameroon in their own country. But so long as we cannot defeat La République du Cameroon inside our own turf, using guerrilla warfare, the chances for us winning this revolution is so slim. It becomes the dream that we have we have dared to dream will be taken away from us just like that because of our own inability to come together. We are all Southern Cameroonians. We are all Anglophones. We are all fighting for the same purpose, for the same dream. Yet, many of the leaders in the diaspora cannot see eye to eye, cannot look at the bigger picture, despite the fact that this person wants to be the one leading, or this one to be the one in control, or this one to be the one saying this or this and that. They cannot look at the bigger picture and come together collectively to create a power structure that is needed to defeat La République du Cameroon. The lack of unity is destroying this revolution. The lack of unity is taking the hope of a free and fair Ambazonia. The lack of unity has caused the death of so many Anglophones, of so many Southern Cameroons, being blacklegs or not. And so long as we don't find a way to come together, leaving our emotions aside and looking at the bigger picture, and looking at the logic, looking at the understanding of unity, the power of unity, the power of togetherness, that we must face La République du Cameroon together or die trying. And if we don't come together, that is exactly what's going to happen. We are going to be crushed. We are going to be killed. We are going to be demolished. And the worst is that La République du Cameroon could defeat us militarily, and then we'll become slaves in Cameroon. That is the possible reality. Why? Because we cannot simply find a way to work with one another. The fact that Mr. Nanchop Clovis is analyzing the rise and fall of Ayaba Cho and Agovc is the same as analyzing the rise and fall of the interim government. When Agovc falls, the potential for the interim government to rise will be limited, which means that they will also fall. And when they also fall, what does that mean? The hope and dream to see a free, independent Southern Cameroon will fall. If the military on ground zero don't want to see that, then they must change their mindset. They must change their thinking. They must change their views and start working with other military groups, being it from Agovc or of interim government or whatever group, military group, to survive. Unity, looking at the bigger picture, fighting for the dream of Ambazonia, the dream of Southern Cameroon, free and fair Ambazonia. The military will have to take action without involving the leaders in the diaspora, or else they are the one feeling the pain and they are the one feeling the heat. So that means what? They are the one who will pay the price, not even the leaders in the diaspora, because the leaders in the diaspora are where they are in the diaspora. It's time to understand that those who are fighting this war, who have fighting this war for 3 years, have learned a great deal of leadership. It has been difficult because the soldiers on ground zero do not have everything that they need, that a revolution needs to fight a war. But for 3 years, our military on ground zero fought and are still fighting. But then now they must adapt. They must see that they are also leaders that can lead. They are also leaders that could talk to other military groups on ground zero and coordinate their attacks. They must take the war to La Republique inside southern Cameroon, a collective attack, obliterate every military of La Republique inside southern Cameroon, wipe them out. That is phase one if we want to win this revolution. Phase one of this revolution. If we really want to win this revolution, the soldiers on ground zero must start acting like leaders. Take charge, take control, connect with other soldiers, other generals, and do the job. Because you are already leaders. You don't have to depend on the leadership in the diaspora community. You don't have to. But if you continue to depend on that, then your team and you will probably perish. Because most of the leaders in the diaspora are the one destroying and have been destroying this revolution for the past 3 years. Because of the inability to act as real leaders, the inability to see each other as brothers and sisters fighting for the same cause. Because of their selfish greed of money. And you have Mr. Nanchop talking about the rise and fall of Ayaba Cho and Agovc. If Agovc fall, it's not good for Southern Cameroon, it's not good for Ambazonia. If the interim government falls, it's not good for Southern Cameroon, it's not good for Ambazonia. Only through unity, only through understanding that we must fight together or perish. This is King Hichu. I'm out.